Hello everyone, in this video I will be putting the Heybike Tyson through what I believe is the most important e-bike test out there. We're going to test its battery life using full throttle, and we're going to see if it can climb up over a 20% grade on a crushed stone trail. So in my mind, those are the most important things with an e-bike. I'll also be going over all the specs and give you a rundown on all the capabilities of the Tyson. So if you're one of my regular viewers and you were watching this video expecting it to be a giveaway, I have to quickly apologize. Our dog Scout has been sick for the past month, and we just recently had to put her down. So if you're a dog owner, you can certainly appreciate how that's been a challenge. So I only tell you that because I simply don't have it in me to organize and coordinate the giveaway, and to do it properly, simply just don't have it in me. So I hope you can understand that. So there won't be a giveaway, and quite frankly, I don't know if I'll be doing it in the future. So let's move on to the Heybike review. And let's start with the unboxing. So this is how the Heybike Tyson shows up on your door. So let's unbox it, put it together, and take it for a ride. So installation from here is pretty simple. The front tire goes on, the handlebar goes in here. This is the second folding Heybike that I've reviewed. And I must admit that I was hesitant based on the geometry of the bike that it would be awkward to ride. But with the handlebars the way they are, they're actually very stable. Here's what you need to know about the Heybike Tyson. It has a 48 volt 15 amp hour battery, has a 48 volt 4 amp fast charger, charges in about 4 to 5 hours. It has a 750 watt brushless gear motor. The max range with pedal assist is supposed to be 55 miles. It is a class 3 e-bike. The pedals are steel and have a unique design. They fold to assist with the storage of the bike. It has a 7-speed transmission with Shimano shifters. The shifting is crisp and there's no problems with the shifting at all. It has a hydraulic suspension front fork along with the shock to go with it. Stopping power is provided by hydraulic disc brakes. The Heybike Tyson has a front LED light with turn signals. And one of the best features of the bike, in my opinion, is the rear light. It has turn signals, but it actually is activated when you apply the brakes, as a regular automobile brake light works. Starting out. So I'm going to do this test with no pedaling. I'm always curious with e-bikes how much range they have just with throttle. So that's what we're going to start out with. I'm going to record it using Gaia on my watch. We'll see how far we go and how long it takes us. And we'll do a few tests and see what we get from there. All right, full battery, 100%. I'm 6'2" and 200 pounds. Level 3 gets me about 20 kilometers an hour on flat ground. And that's what I've been running so far. Level 3, no pedaling at all. We got about 5 kilometers. Looks like we got 86% battery life. At 50% battery life, I'm going to stop it and we'll do some pedaling test. One thing for sure, it's a very plush ride. The full suspension and the fat tires really provide a really comfortable ride. So far I've traveled 10 kilometers. I've got 87% battery life. We're on a paved path that has some pedestrian overpasses, so a little bit of elevation. Seems like level 3, I can get about 20 miles an hour. I didn't realize at first, but the speedometer is in miles per hour. So level 3 gets me about 20 miles an hour, just under, and then if I go up to number 5, it really only gives me another 2 miles an hour. So it seems to be maxing out at 22 miles per hour. I'm going to use throttle only till I get to about 50% battery life, and then we're going to do some experiments with pedaling. Okay, we're going to do a bit of a climb here. Elevation. So it's still at still level 3, no pedaling. This is a bit of a climb. See how the motor, we're doing 13 kilometers, actually miles. Actually, I handled that pretty well. So I don't know what to make of the battery monitor. If I'm stopped, it says 73%. I've gone 17.8 kilometers. I was just going against the wind on a flat surface and the battery went down to 37%. What I've noticed is that it does fluctuate. If I start from a stop and it needs all its power, the battery life drops, like it was down to 37%. But then once I get up to speed, battery life increases again. So at a standstill right here, now it's at 75%. So it'll be interesting to see what happens to that, depending on how much wind I'm going against or how much torque it has to put out. So it's at 40%. I'm just cruising along. Power seems to be mid-range where it's been, and the power has dropped down, or the battery's dropped down to 46%. And I'm flat surface, pavement. On power meter 5, it's doing just over 20 miles an hour. There's a strong headwind, so that's going to be factored in, I guess. Okay, when I started recording this, the battery showed 49%. It's up to 53%. Going 22.9 kilometers, over an hour of driving time. This is its biggest test. Let's see what we can do. It's a fairly steep climb. Pedaling, it doesn't. On its steepest part, the motor's not really helping a whole lot. So I'm curious to see what happens. I'm getting down to the final percentages of the battery. I'm just on throttle, not pedaling at all. It's gone from 4%, now it's at 9%. So when I let go of the throttle, the battery percentage goes up a bit. So I want to run this out to see how far I get. I don't want to be too far from home when I do it, because I'm not sure what it's like to pedal this thing when the battery's dead. So those are all things we're going to find out here. So now now I'm on some loose gravel kind of trail, a little off the pavement a bit. At 38 kilometers with mostly throttle. I've been pedaling a little bit, but I'd have to say the majority of this test has been done using the throttle. Can't say enough, it really does handle well for electric fat bike with you know, this kind of design. As someone who rides some fairly competitive single track, I'd have to say it is fairly you know, stable and comfortable to ride, which is not really what this bike is designed for. The people who buy this bike are going to be doing any single track, but I have to say it's pretty comfortable. But my biggest curiosity is the battery. The biggest curiosity is the battery percentage and how far you can get on a battery charge. At 3%, it fluctuates dramatically. 6%, 3%. So I can't imagine there's much left in the battery. We shall see. So it says 0%. So I have full throttle and the battery just said 0%, but obviously I'm still going. It's at 3% now. Still, you know, full throttle when I give it. Doing 18 miles an hour with full throttle with 1% battery. So it's weird because now it's just, I'm at full throttle, it's accelerating and it's at 11%, 4%. Still doing 18 miles an hour on a straightaway. 4% battery life. I'm just curious, if I stop here, what will the battery say? So it actually at some point went down to 0%, and if I stop, it shows 13%. Oh man, what's it to take to wear this thing out? So I just hit 40 kilometers. This is an hour and 46 minutes I've been on the ride. This is 4% battery life, doing 18 miles an hour. But 40 kilometers, I'm pretty much using nothing but the throttle. That's pretty impressive. You go a long way, longer than I'm really ever going to need to go on this thing. But at this point, I've gotten this far. I feel like Kramer trying to see how far I can go below the gas gauge. It's even if the battery low, it still doesn't feel like it's running. So again, I'm at 0% battery. It's got to be getting near the end here. And again, this is all at the highest setting, number 5. But I have noticed now it's not. It was at number 5. It was getting over 22 miles an hour. But the last little while, it seems to be topping out at 18. The screen could be brighter in it's a bright sunny day. I have seen bikes with better screens. This one's, it's nice and clear and crisp, but a bright sunny day. So the battery icon is flashing. It says 0%. So the battery icon is still flashing, still 0%. let go of the throttle, still shows 0%. So it definitely is slowing down, but again, I'm doing 16 miles an hour. The battery icon has been flashing. It says it's been saying 0% for the last minute. Even when I slow down, definitely slower though, 12 miles an hour. I guess it's nice that it just doesn't shut off. Like if I pedaled right now, I certainly could, you know, certainly could get somewhere, especially with the gears and the range. I'm just curious to see how the pedaling works when the battery's completely dead. Okay, so just with throttle here, it's definitely dying. 7 miles an hour, pretty much coming to a stop. And you don't even, it just says 0%. So what if I pedaled? But you know what, pedaling's not horrible. Yeah, so you could get, if you were using this and it died on you, it certainly pedals like a bike. It's not impossible to pedal this by any means. You could get out of a pinch, you wouldn't be jammed. Because 42.5 kilometers, the battery is officially dead. The throttle does not work at all. That is it. Okay, 42.5 kilometers. And if you gotta pedal, you gotta pedal. But pedaling is not horrible, surprisingly, which is encouraging, because if you're in a pinch, you could get home. So over 42 kilometers on full throttle is pretty impressive. So I have an old Heybike Mars that I have beat and let my kids use and really have not maintained it all, and it's still going strong. So I really can say that these bikes are built to last, and this is an improvement in so many ways than the Mars that I have. So I would highly recommend this bike if it fits your needs and what you want. The foldability obviously is the biggest thing about it. It can go into a trunk of a small car. It folds up fairly easy. You know, if you can get past the actual geometry of the bike and the high handlebar, and if you're okay with that look, then it's definitely the bike for you, and I would highly recommend it. So I hope you got something out of the video. Appreciate you watching. Rest in peace, Scouter. Love you, miss you, and we'll see you again one day.